I think the big lane is definitely gonna be how well the Beastmaster does. I think the cut have set it up so that the Bloodseeker should ideally have a good lane, and he won't get kicked out early. And that'll prevent this Beastmaster snowball effect, kind of, that they're trying to prevent with the early laning stage. It is also going to be the offlane Tiny once again here for Lil Nick, so not the most success in game one with it. It felt okay at times. Same exact lane, right? The Tiny Skywrath lane with that combo, but it did also at times look very deadly together in the mid game.
Yeah, it really like. So I felt like in game one they had like all about like just finding like the one kill with like all of their burst damage. Now here in this game, I don't feel like they have a lot of objective taking here either.
They didn't listen to your wishes, it would appear.
You know.
Maybe a last pick, maybe that 23 Huskar is looking a little bit better.
Maybe. But so overall, let's take a look at these lanes here. So we're gonna be seeing the Dazzle plus the Medusa going top against the tiny Skywrath mage. I feel like if Speedgod ever gets caught out, he is gonna be in big trouble. But at the same time, if he's not getting caught out, he can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's kind of the duality of the Skywrath hero. You're feast or famine most of the time.
Yeah. Personally, I'm a big fan of the famine kind. That's the one that I usually play.
Because that's normally what happens, does that make you a fan of it, or does that just make you bad?
No, I'm usually more of a fan of the famine kind of Skywrath.
Yeah, but that means you like dying.
You know.
That's what you just told me.
Yeah. I'm bad at Skywrath mage. What can I say? I'm honest.
Well, those are two different things. You could be bad at Skywrath mage and not like dying. They're not mutually those aren't mutually exclusive.
Well, the way how often I die, it might look like I might like dying.
Oh, I see. It looks like you want to die. I see. So everybody in chat now knows that Apon loves Skywrath mage. That's all I know.
And it looks like once again, actually Alpha's gonna get 4 runes.
The cut just didn't feel like collecting their free gold, so 4 to Alpha. That'll be very nice.
Jubei is actually starting up top. Oh, looking for a first
blood. They can definitely get first blood here. Absolutely, yeah. Pingu is so dead.
Yeah, Pingu is right.
And they give it to Lil Nick.
Yeah, that's a fantastic start there. And Jubei just gonna TP on out of here.
And this is the real reason why Bloodseeker is so nice, because he is not going to get really punished for Jubei starting top here. He maybe gets a couple creeps denied, but he's definitely not dying.
He's actually still staying around top on the Dawnbreaker.
And this is really cool. So this, at the very least, is going to really enable Lil Nick. We talked about him needing to get that early Blink Dagger this game. He's absolutely on track to do that already just from the first minute.
Gonna try to go onto the Medusa again, but this time Jubei, actually that's enough. I'll TP bottom.
And that was something Jubei would do when he was on the Mystery Machine in Div 2 last season. Is he would almost, on a lot of his heroes, he would always try and get that first blood in the off lane. Not something we've seen him do at all in the series, but for bringing it out there.
Yeah, you got to stop doing it for a little bit so that people are not prepared for it anymore, and then you strike.
Right, it's the mental warfare. Of course.
Okay, I got to ask the question. Mid matchup, even. Both heroes gonna farm.
I'm literally not even gonna look mid for the first 10 minutes. I'm actually just skipping over it.
So where's more kill potential now with that first blood having happened top?
You have to assume it's top still, just because of the presence of the tiny Skywrath. Once they have level 3 or 4 on tiny, Pingu is very killable, and even I imagine even the Medusa's killable. Just both pretty low HP base heroes on both of those heroes. So, but you can definitely see kills happening bottom as well. There's a lot of damage between the Dawnbreaker and the Bloodseeker already, but nothing too much.
As B-God getting the poison touch on him is gonna get refreshed again.
It's just so annoying. Stupid poison touch.
Aren't you the one playing Dazzle? Isn't it good?
It is annoying to lane versus poison touch. That does not mean I don't enjoy laning as Dazzle.
We're really pulling out all the dualities here.
We're very event heavy today on it, that or this.
Mm-hmm.
I looked mid. Apologies.
How dare you? As bottom, SMD just going a little bit ham onto Flea, but nothing.
And the Bloodseeker is just moving at 485 movement speed right now because
Is
of the lanes.
Yeah, Flea is dead.
And he gives the kill to Scourge, so even better, giving the kill to the carry there. And yeah, this Bloodseeker pick is just so cool. All of their lanes benefit Bloodseeker. They're all very chip-heavy lanes, harass-heavy lanes, with the Skywrath, with the Necro. And just very naturally, Bloodseeker is just going to have a great time because of that.
Mm-hmm. And here in the top lane especially, like, this Medusa is not getting a lot of farm. Only 8 last hits at this point.
That is not where you want to see your Medusa. Though at the very least, it would be worst case if he was dying. At least he's going to get the experience. He can always leave to go into the jungle. And part of why this Medusa pick is so scary is because Alpha's dire in this game. And the benefit that the dire have is they have access to that top jungle, which is like the dream for Medusa to farm. The camps are just close enough to get the split shot and the snake bounces. And actually, B-God might just be dead here.
Dead. Oh, nice avalanche there by Lil Nick into the silence, so the poison touch can't be refreshed. I guess the silence didn't do anything there. But...
Silence does not keep you from right-clicking, by the way.
Man. Yeah, look, it's been a while. We've been...
Really? It's been a while, huh? Okay.
I'm just saying.
We have very different memory. I see. Okay. So now you're blaming it on being tired. I see.
Yes.
There's a lot of excuses.
You know. So
I looked at Shaggy. I was just curious what his item build would be. So he's got the raindrops.
So you looked mid again.
Got me some slack. Stop playing the kill the pink. But B-God dies as a result. That almost certainly has to favor Rises, who has not had a great lane so far.
Yeah.
15 denies on Lil Nick. Holy crow. Holy crow? Holy crow. Holy cow?
Whatever. Whichever animals you want to say.
Runes are spawning, though, and +1 to the Scythe. Scythe stack. But at least Flea got the regen rune.
Alright, at least tonight.
So he's regenning phenomenally in the while dead. So it really seems like the cut has set up really stable lanes for themselves. The question is going to be on how they transition it, right? Because like you mentioned, they don't have the greatest tower pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So what does Shaggy do with his high level? Feels like he might just farm it up, get the bots. And we're going to really be waiting for probably the Blink Dagger on Lil Nick once again.
Yeah, it feels very much like him being the linchpin for Radiant. Meanwhile, for the Dire, what are we waiting on there?
I think just Dominator and levels on the Beast, most likely. As soon as you have Roar, you can probably look to try and kick the Bloodseeker out of lane. Especially with the coil rotation from Soul. But Soul might just want to wait to rotate before his Witchblade, because the Alpha's lineup are a little lacking in the damage. So if the puck were to try and force a rotation early and not get the kill, it would be really crippling to his game.
Yeah. I feel like they also, like, they especially like damage just like early for, like, before the Medusa has any items. Like, Medusa, I guess the hero, like, first needs tankiness, and then we're gonna get some items. As Shaggy, he's gonna look to steal some stacks here.
Yeah, he's fully aware of what Dusa can do in the Dire, so, and very smartly just walks in, takes these stacks. And Pingu's like, wait, these have been hit. He's like, wait, there's a there's a necro in these woods.
No, my
So there's a necro here. And there Shaggy's actually just found his way top. And they're gonna look to try and kill the Medusa, maybe? Maybe they have the damage to burst her if they catch her without the mana shield.
Actually, it's just like farming it up. As at the same time, mid lane. Actually, they put the Tiny into the mid lane now.
And they're gonna give B-God this top experience. So both of the supports getting a little bit of alone time. Pingu's getting mid, B-God's getting top. While Soul farms just a stacked large camp with his arcane rune. So he's just power farming to that Witchblade. Kind of what we've come to expect, I feel like, from most pucks this patch. But definitely a slow burner to start this one.
Yeah. How do you feel like this favors one of the two teams more?
Well, I feel like this could be really good
SMD
for
is
Alpha.
getting found out here. The Roar gonna be committed onto the Bloodseeker, as the cookie is gonna be enough to kill off SMD here. No, a nice Starbreaker by Jubei will keep him alive.
In the grave, so he's just gonna have to walk this off. Unfortunately, will still probably die to the hammer.
Yes, little Nick here now as well. The Avalanche on Pingu.
Toss to Monster.
Oh,
and
what
now...
a huge Dream Call saving Pingu there.
And meanwhile, top, Shaggy is diving Rises.
Oh.
But he's really deep. He does have a big, he's a big Ghost Shroud. And Shaggy just pushing the limits on the Necro in the top lane. Gonna force a rotation from the puck. So that was really close to being good for Alpha. I think the Scatter Blast missed. Or maybe it was stoked by Raindrops. Either of the two. But SMD living there is really nice, because that's the first Roar. First big movement from Alpha.
Yeah.
And not only do you not lose anybody, but you actually get a kill. And you force an extra rotation from the puck. So Soul's game has slowed down a lot off of that.
Yeah, especially like that Dream Coil not being available for top. Like if he had that Dream Coil while High Shaggy was under the tower, that might have looked very different. As now in the bottom lane though, the Dark Troll Summoner is here. He brings in the boys.
But the nice thing about Dawnbreaker is you can just insta-kill the wave pretty much. Drags it all the way back. Shouldn't matter. Tower will still fall here.
Yeah, there are more boys to come from the Dark Troll Summoner.
And that is definitely the Alpha lineup advantage. They can very easily take objectives, whereas the Cut definitely do not. They've got rather poor building hitting.
Yeah, as Shaggy just positioned himself in this top area. Rises, they do find the scan onto the hero connecting from the Radiant, so Rises should know kind of what's going on.
But it's really important, I think, for Alpha that they try and keep some semblance of control of this top jungle. You can see Rises doesn't really have access to his jungle right now. Shaggy's just kind of sitting in front of him. But the problem is, like, do Alpha have enough damage to kill him? I guess they have Witchblade, they have Kisses.
Yeah, I feel like the more the Kisses is now, like, kind of the question is, we also see a pretty big Ancient stack here from the Dire. Gonna stack it once more.
Flea went max little Shredder.
As Rises. Gonna be caught out here with the Avalanche, the Toss.
He's dead.
That was with Mana Shield.
And just not on Strength Treads and couldn't get the wand off. A really nice find. That was even pre-blink on Lil Nick. And they'll immediately smoke mid.
Recoil onto Shaggy.
The kisses will come out here in a second, I believe.
There's going to be a roar committed onto the
Maybe
Tiny.
not.
The cookie doesn't connect there as the toss comes in with Shaggy. They're going to find the kill onto Souls there. And just...
They look a bit out of sync right now on Alpha with how they took that engagement.
Yeah.
The roar came out, but no kisses to follow. They didn't really focus the Necro either, so just splitting their targets a bit. And that's like the worst possible thing you could do versus Necro, because he's just gonna heal through all of that chip damage. And so now it's a 2k gold lead for the cut. They've prepared a lot of stacks for rises, by the way, at these ancients, but he hasn't decided to go farm them yet.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's waiting for.
Better times?
Perhaps. I don't know if you saw, by the way, Flea maxed a little Shredder.
Yeah, I heard you say that right as the fight started. Yeah,
I haven't seen this since probably the last big patch. This is just really strange. Maybe it's to help them take a Roche. It's just really bizarre. Normally you would just max the nukes. You keep your farm up as they find a freebie onto Pingu.
Yeah. It does feel like, I guess it helps with the pushing of the Beastmaster, but I don't really feel like Beastmaster needs that help as Jubei. Starbreaker doesn't hit onto Flea there. And there's going to be the Dream Call committed. They find the kill onto the Dawnbreaker.
Mid lane though.
In the mid lane at the same time though, the Medusa dies.
And the early aggression that this lineup from the cut has, they pretty much have no cooldowns. You know, this mid Necro, yeah, no scythe, but that's not really what the hero is meant to be doing right now anyways. You've got Blink Tiny ready to go. He can always play with the Skywrath. And the Bloodseeker, Rupture's not a very important cooldown either for him. I feel like you just, as long as you have low heroes, you can always look to join fights.
Yeah, and for Alpha, like Pingu died top. Yes, they found a kill onto Jubei in their own triangle, but they lost the Medusa for it, and they used Dream Coil with it, and they still haven't used Kisses.
Yeah, we haven't seen Kisses used a single time this game. They're gonna finally farm these Ancients. I just don't know why they were waiting so long. Maybe they thought the Medusa was too tanky to kill in the mid lane. But either way, the cut looking very good right now. As they're gonna smoke up here again. Blink done on Lil Nick. B-God following closely.
Yeah, we're looking for Monster. Monster shows himself on the creep wave, Lil Nick. Oh, there is Pingu in position though. He gets the grave off. And Monster will survive for a little bit. It's gonna try to TP out immediate.
He's out.
And it's out. Pingu in the perfect position.
Perfect play. And that's exactly what the Dazzle pick is meant for. Anytime you can survive those big team movements from the cut, it's going to be time for your Medusa to farm, time to recover back into the game. And they're actually going to look to smoke top here.
Looking
so
for
they
SMD.
do have. He does not have that BKB yet. Coil and Kisses are both available. But they might be too slow.
Yeah, are they willing to go into the triangle is gonna be the question. Do they have a ward? There is a ward to place. They see SMD. There's gonna be the sounds and the Mortimer Kisses are going to be there. There's no amount of Dawnbreaker heal that can save you from that. It's gonna be a trade for the Dazzle, but that's a trade you're always willing to take on the side of Alpha.
And you get the carry kill. Unfortunately, you gave away this ward. Although maybe... Okay, I guess not. Jubei just didn't look on the high ground, thought it was on the low ground instead. So, yeah, they have two really nice wards now in this top area that they can continue to make plays off of. Oh. Well, that'll help.
Whose illusion was that?
I have no idea. All I saw was the blue silhouette.
Yeah, I only saw it like at the end, right as the Reaper set came out.
But this has been a really, really nice last 2 to 3 minutes for Alpha. They got the Bloodseeker kill, or I guess it started with Monster living bottom. So Monster lives bottom. They TP top. They kill the Bloodseeker, and then they waste a lot of time scything an illusion. And all of this is time that Rises is spending recovering.
Yeah, he has the Manta style finished. Oh, he got a Pupil's Gift. Very nice for him. And this now, of course, now working towards the Scotty.
Yeah, and again, that Scotty feels very, very scary this game, doesn't it? As we mentioned, a lot of, not only for the slow, but also just for the heal reduction. With how much healing is coming out from the Cuts lineup, that will be very, very pivotal.
They're gonna smoke up towards top here. Flea and Soul are under their tower.
They may have been spotted by that ward. Either way, Flea is not the target they wanted.
Yeah, still gonna be the target they get.
Yeah. And again, they can find all of these kills. The problem is they're not really transitioning them into anything. So at what point are you ready to Roche? At what point are you ready to take, you know, a big objective?
That is a great question, and what's the answer, Brightside?
I guess it's Bloodseeker BKB? The only way, I mean, I don't think they can commit for a tower without Heroes being Ted, but Rise is on the other hand...
Oh, immediately plays it safe. And he's out of there.
Did he have vision? Maybe he glimpsed the Necro?
It must have been.
Because that was crazy. I didn't think he saw them. But either way, really nice read
top,
there.
It's once again SMD getting gone on with the Dream Coil and the kisses. It will be enough to finish off the Bloodseeker.
And that same ward once again. They find 2 kills now onto SMD with that same high ground observer ward.
That was right before his BKB, 200 goals short of it.
That's really nice movements coming out from Alpha. They're just buying so much time. With how disastrous their early game went, this has been a very impressive last 5 minutes.
Meanwhile, Shaggy, he has Assange finished. Little Nick has the Echo Saber, I would assume, yeah. They're looking for the Ancient Creep here. And they're gonna get that 250 gold into the pockets of the Tiny. And once again, Flea is farming. He has a Force Staff finished.
Yeah, and I guess it doesn't matter if you max Little Shredder if you can just get to your max nukes in time for all the other spells to be relevant. He's got the max Scatter Blast as well. Yeah, and once it's just it was a 4K gold lead like 7 minutes ago. And now it's a 3K gold lead. So Alpha have definitely stabilized.
Hi Shaggy, though he is level 17, very, very high level, highest level in the game.
Yeah, he's got that Kaya shard. He's got the shard and the Kaya Sanj and the hood. So he farms real fast and he's near impossible to kill. I
Little
think.
Nick finds Flea here, but the Force Staff scoot out. Flea
gonna hide in the trees.
Shaggy
is hunting.
He wants the Flea kill.
And he will not scythe him. Did think about it though. So that will probably get them this top tower, though it
takes so long for them to take these
towers. Yeah, it's not easy.
The creep wave is not even gonna be with them because of this creep. Oh, he ruptures the creep.
That's honestly probably worth it.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Oh, never mind. He didn't get the gold.
Oh.
Monster ate this melee creep down here in the bottom lane. Very smart. And so we continue this kind of... the tempo has crawled from what it was earlier. And we rapidly approach
the silence onto souls. He has an illusion rune and gets out. As Little Nick still finds Pingu though, the toss up. Pingu not able to get a shallow grave off. At least find the kill onto the Dazzle, but it feels like they're only finding these little crumbs of like support kills.
Yeah, the alpha supports are doing a great job of either eating the ganks or spotting them out before they come. As we've seen Flea do it, we've seen Pingu do it now. And once again, we're getting closer and closer to that Scotty on rises.
100 gold away. Lil Nick. That's gonna see the Medusa here. Avalanche, that's not gonna be nearly enough damage, but the Dawnbreaker coming in with the Solar Guardian as well.
Oh, Jubei's actually almost to Ags.
Oh.
He is very rich on this Dawnbreaker. I haven't really been watching his itemization, but he has 100 CS. He's just kind of been absorbing the lane farm as you normally want to do on Dawnbreaker, right? You just want to absorb that dangerous farm. And he's going to have a full ag, so that'll help a lot against the Medusa specifically. And then it'll help mitigate the coil. So once that Dream Coil comes out, you can drop the Solar Guardian. You get the evasion and the heal. I don't know if Alpha have the damage to pierce through this Ags, especially this early.
Yeah, especially with only a Scotty finished on the Medusa, she's not really hitting very hard. And Flea up top here tries to do the same thing that he did as Zeus.
This seems like a deja vu, perhaps.
He wanted to visit his grave.
If only this was like, you know, like when PA kills somebody with a crate with the Arcana.
Yeah.
If only it was like that, and we could just see the markers of all of his death locations. That would be entertaining. But they're gonna TP bottom on Shaggy. And they have yet to really find an angle into dealing with this Necro. Shaggy has just continued to be top net worth.
Do you not feel like this Scotty might be an angle in? Or do you feel like it's just not enough yet?
It might be. I think the Deucin needs more than Scotty, though. The Scotty is the baseline.
Gotcha.
So if he was forced to fight on Rises, he could. But it feels like he needs like 4 items before he's like the king of the hill. Because I feel like if he were to join a fight right now, he would join the fight, get tiny comboed, and just be 0 mana, and then he'd just be like, oh, I have to leave. So it just needs a little more time. But they are going to look... Necro is very deep this time.
Yeah, that's going to be the roar, and that is going to be a first kill onto Shaggy there.
And that is that is just a step too far from the cut, and a great read from Alpha to go for that.
Yeah, and it's 400 gold for the Medusa as well, and now they're going to take this tier 2 tower with no problem. Thanks to the little shredder.
It's 14-5, by the way, but Alpha, all it took was 1 core kill, and they immediately got the tier 2.
Yeah.
And you compare that to the cut, who they got what, like 6 kills? They've been getting kills all over the map, but they just weren't able to transition them into objectives. And now the coil as well.
They're just Jubei. Jubei is dead as well.
Alpha's just marching through bottom, straight through top, and they're maybe even gonna get another tier 2.
I mean, they're taking this very quickly. There's gonna be the lift coming out. I think it's just
dead. They've got the ice bomb creep, whatever it's called. Ancient ice shaman. Okay, today I learned. A lot of shamans in the Dota2 neutral. But he will swap it out for the Black Dragon. Definitely the preferred creep.
Damn, you do the shaman like that.
Are they just gonna walk into Roche?
It feels a little bit sketch. But
maybe that would be too far, but
yeah, like they got 1 kill onto Shaggy and immediately one tier 1 tower and 2 tier 2 towers going the way of Alpha, and the net worth lead pretty much going down to 0.
That really shows you the ease of execution difference, right? The cut are very, very great at taking these skirmishes, but they're smoked.
They are smoked. They're gonna find Pingu as well as Monster. There's gonna be the toss.
Monster's alive.
But it's gonna be alive, and there's a huge Dream Coil connecting onto 3 of them. B got already taken out. As
But
Shaggy's
Ryzus
still
has
going
ulti.
forward, and Ryzus, he's just standing his ground. He's gonna take out Jube.
no, Shaggy,
and they're
the dive
gonna go
bomb!
Lil Nick. They're gonna find Shaggy as well, and SMD can do nothing but watch as he tries to run away now.
This has been a masterclass on defensive gameplay, I think, from Alpha. The last 10 minutes, the cut were finding some kills, but at no point did it feel like Alpha were not comfortable with the farm they were getting. And now they've finally hit their timings, and they're like, all right, it's time to end. Let's go high ground. One fight. Let me just brush it off. Easy peasy.
Yeah, they're going high ground. There is no Bloodseeker for 50 seconds. He doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, and this was just really why the Medusa seems so scary, right? Not only do you have the Beastmaster amplification, but it's also just impossible to commit onto Ryzus this game. You have the Dazzle and the Snapfire behind him. It just doesn't feel like they have enough damage anymore to kill the Medusa. And just like that, it's literally in the blink of an eye. 2 racks are dead.
How slowly do you blink your eyes?
It's like a sloth, you know.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I got it.
You know the sloth from
Ice Age?
No, not Sid, not Sid. No, that is a good sloth.
This is great. Flea is gonna pay the life here.
It's what's the Pixar movie with the bunny cop?
Oh yeah, I know this. Zootopia.
Zootopia. You know the sloth that works the
the
registrar the
DMV.
whatever, the DMV. Yeah, thank you. That's what it's called. Yeah, as slow as that guy. I think he's called Flash, as fast as Flash.
Yeah.
That was a long-winded reference. I'm glad we got there.
Very long-winded. We missed the kill onto the Snapfire. I'm really glad we got all the way there. No, now for the cut, they just lost 2 sets of racks here. How do you what do you need to do to get back into this game?
Unfortunately, I think they kind of had the right idea before.
No, hi Shaggy,
unfortunately,
gonna get roared at. There's gonna
I don't
be
think
the
they can
rupture
do this.
onto Ryzus. Yeah, and Shaggy trying to get away. A little Nick into the backlines, going onto the supports, but Ryzus
has been found.
Oh no.
Oh, he's actually gonna get the blink away.
As at the same time here, Lil Nick is gonna have a blink dagger. Pink would just preemptively shallow griffs, and nobody died.
Yeah, and they still have coil.
Oh, there's gonna be the dream coil onto 3 of them with the Mortimer kisses over the top. Lil Nick is going to die first. There's gonna be a
DD on Medusa.
Oh no. There were any damage issues? Not anymore. With that DD. Hi Shaggy. That's going to be a buyback from the Dawnbreaker. And SMD with that BKB making short work or trying to make short work of this Dazzle. But Dazzle just TPs on out.
Ryzus doing a great job of kiting Ryzus right now.
Yeah, Ryzus, he is going to be stuck here with the Reaper's Scythe and he will fall. They turned this around and they get the kill onto the Medusa. It cost them 2 buybacks. But can they take... They're going to lose tier 4s here?
Hopefully, I'm not sure if you wanted to do that, man. I mean, the tier 4s are getting chunked, but I think this is gonna. I think maybe the cut just go Roche now. I don't think Shaggy should have TP'd back anyways.
Yeah. And
I guess they found B-God. So nice buybacks from the cut being used. They buy back on both of their supports, and they actually managed to turn that fight. They just did a great job of kiting the Medusa there.
Yeah.
Just the Necro, no purges for the Ghost Shroud. So he Ghost Shrouds, and then he Ghost Shrouds you, and then by the time that's over, the Ghost Shroud's almost back up, and you're like, oh, well, shit, I can't kill him anymore. So really nice job there from the cut.
It looked like a great Dream Coil, but...
It was. I mean, I think it killed the other 2 heroes, but they weren't able to kill the Necro. And so I think Alpha, the next fight, they'll probably have a better priority. They need to get rid of this Necro. Shaggy needs to die, but he's getting pretty tanky. He's got the Cloak of Flames, he's got the hood, he's got the new Shiva's Guard. Even the point booster, so going for that Ags.
Reduces Growth Shroud cooldown. I mean, you mentioned how important that one is.
Yeah, and there's no nullifiers. So unless he gets roared and kisses and stone gaze, I think he lives through a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of his goal. He wants all of the resources to be committed on him. And if he lives through that, the fight's over.
And unfortunately, I mean, I guess they do have a save mechanic with the Dawnbreaker, actually. Especially not with the Aghanim Scepter finish and all that. So, we'll see how that is going to work out. We also could see, like, Little Nick, maybe some toss plays to save Shaggy.
It does at the same time. It does kind of feel like that last fight from the cut was the anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
That seems what happened in that fight seems extremely hard to reproduce consistently.
Not only that, but also it was 2 buybacks that they used for it.
Yeah, that's absolutely a fair point. So, and I think ideally Alpha, I think they're just gonna try and wait for the BKB on rises. So if worse comes to worse, he has that kind of get out of jail free card.
Yeah, and since you already have 2 sets of racks, like two lanes will always be pushing in your favor.
And luckily, you do have Dawnbreaker though, so it's not like the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best heroes you could have to be mopping up waves.
Uh-oh, Shaggy. It's gonna get found here.
Oh, he is
all
so
by
deep.
himself. He's gonna get hexed up. There's gonna be Jubei trying to save him, and he will survive. There's now the Mortimer Kisses coming out. The roar into the backlines onto SMD, but Flea, the Kiss is already used, and they're not prioritizing Shaggy.
Now no
Shaggy will
Medusa
survive.
ulti.
And now Rises, he's just trying to get out of this. The Rupture.
Soul is just harassing the backlines.
Lil Nick trying to go in, but the Scott is just too much. They finally found Shaggy. He gets another Ghost Shroud off. He just survives, and the Reaper Scythe, it's not enough. He lives. They get the kill onto Shaggy.
Oh, the Reaper Scythe was enough, but the Grave from Pingu.
Oh.
The save support. He's been doing a great job all game, and once again, they were so close on the cut. That initial start was about as good as you could ask for, right? They got the initial save. They kited the Stone Gaze. They kited the Kisses, but they just didn't have enough in the tank.
Now, they're marching it down in the top lane. Tier 3, gonna be glyphed. There's gonna be the roar
They're just
straight
gonna
onto
find
Shaggy.
the Necro. Just trying to buy time here. Get these last set of racks here. Mega creeps inbound.
Mm-hmm.
Even the dive bomb. Again, the dive bomb.
It's gonna be the Scotty. It's gonna be the Hex from the Poison Touch. And Shaggy gonna be stunned up. It's Lil Nick coming in with a nice avalanche and the Dawnbreaker ultimate over the top. There's the BKB from Rises though. B got already dead. And Rises just looking.
Shaggy and just a bit. Shaggy's dead for it.
Yeah, Shaggy is dead. That's a dieback on him. SMD is back alive. Jubei is going to
Do they
fall.
have the damage to kill Rises?
They are going to look. They are going to try. There's out of mana on Rises, but SMD, he is going down in the life department. He's trying to run, trying to hide, but he will die. And just like that, Alpha live on in the close qualifiers here in NA and take the series 2-1.
A hard fought in best of 3 as well. We go the distance, and it did not look easy for Alpha in this one. I mean, I'd say the cut were winning for what, 80% of this game?
Yeah.
But